Welcome back, Boardwalkers. Today 24 of our 100 days painting tiny bird paintings. Today's bird is going to be the collared bush robin. And this is a really gorgeous, colorful bird. And I'm going to start with its most prominent feature on its coloring. I'm going in with a mixture of our Pival red and our cadmium yellow mixed together to do this lovely orange collar that is the prominent feature on this bird. And the orange kind of fades into the yellow belly of the bird, the golden yellow belly. So I'm going to try and get this in here really nice. We may have to go back in with another layer, which will be alright. And then it's got this prominent dark blue color all around its head. And there is another one of these prominent eye bars, a white eye bar, and of course our white around the eye ring. So this is a really colorful bird in the Pacific, I think. Alright, let's see if we can get down here by this orange without really hitting it. I want that softness there with the edge and where the colors meet, but I don't want it to blend too much. I have been struggling with the blending colors, you guys know that. And with keeping some of my edges straight and clean, so. But that's the way it goes sometimes, so. And as I say, we'll be alright. We will be alright. We can fix it. Alright, now got that head in there a little bit. Let's let that head dry. And I apologize for the shadows in advance. We just had a really bad storm and we've got rain chances again today, so now this bird is a blue, black, gray kind of mix. And I'm trying to get these feather details in here. I want a little bit of, there we go. A little bit of dry brush on here, on this wing. Now, I'm going to go in with some, just a hair more blue in here. And that before I hit this black in here, I want just a light little shade of blue in here. So we can blend this next color, because we're going to go in with our ultramarine burnt sienna mix for our Payne's gray or our darker black color that we're using. And we're going to drop this in right in here for a little bit of contrast. And it's okay if it mixes in on here with these feathers. That's my hand scraping against the paper. I'm sorry for that noise, and you probably can hear my stomach rumbling. I ate my breakfast right before I started painting today, and so my stomach is in a rumble mode today for some reason. Alright, and as you can see, we're going to have to go back in with some of that orange again and get that in there. Let's see if we can get some faint lines in there to separate that. Alright, let's see if we can attempt this eye today. I've been having troubles with the eyes, as you guys know too, this week. Well, let's see if we can get this min hair off my brush. Alright, there's our eye. And while we're at the eye, let's drop in this beak if we can. I just want a little bit of white in there to show that separation. And then while we got this color on our brush, let's see if we can get down here to these talons. Now we got one foot directly behind the other right here, and then this other leg coming across the front. Ooh, come on, go slow, get in there. Alright, well, we may have went a little heavy on that one. Alright, let's see if we can darken up some of this black. I'm trying not to add too much water to my mixes because I want them to blend and be watery, but I also need them to be a little bit more solid in here. Alright, let's see if we can pop these feathers in. Get some feathers in here. And darken up some of these colors. Alright. Now, while we're letting our bird dry, and that, let's get some of our burnt sienna, and I want to mix it with just a hair of my ultramarine blue, and I want to make kind of a like browny gray color, almost like a birch tree kind of color gray. And we're going to go drop some color in here. And I'm going to skip some of these scraggly spots that I've drawn on here. I'm trying to draw some moss in here and give us a little bit of difference on our trees this time. Let's see if we can drop this in. Get right up close to this blue gray without bleeding into it, if we get lucky. Alright, and I apologize for the shadows again. Lighting is becoming an issue lately on my studio here, so with it raining today. All right, let's get that in there. Awesome. Okay, now let's go in with some green gold as our mossy color. And it's okay if this one bleeds a little bit and comes out a little bit everywhere. And we're just going to dab that in there with our green gold. We want some of that to come off the tree since it's our mossy green stuff. And this is where a shaky hand will be nice and add some cool shapes to it. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of tapping, a little bit of this sap green. Give a little bit of interest, just a hair, bit of interest to it. Just a few spots. Let's see if we can rinse our brush out. Oops, shaking the camera, sorry. All right, now got to get in here with some of my cadmium yellow. We're working on a golden yellow color to blend in here with this belly. He's got just a hair bit of white underneath his tail feathers there. But the rest of his belly is going to be this nice, rich yellow. And I'm going to take this yellow all the way up on our orange and kind of blend it in since our orange is already dried. And let's see if we can darken up a little bit more of this blue. Put one more layer of blue in. And then I think we shall have, one more layer of blue in here. Let's see if we can feather this in a little bit. We just want to feather that in there on that eyebar and squeak a little bit of color in between there, because there is a little bit of color between that eye and that eyebar, that eye ring and eyebar. Alright, let's darken up this head. Come on. Get in there. Kind of feather that one in a little bit. We want to try and get that feathered in there. Get these textures in. See if we can get that texture in there. There we go. Much, much better today. Alright. One more swish of the color back here by the bottom. On this feathers. On this part here. To darken up. I need to add a hair more water because my paint is struggling to flow. There we go. some of that in there. And I think we about got it, guys. Today's bird's a little bit easier for me to get painted today. And once again, this is our collared bush robin. Hope you're enjoying these. Next week, I've got a special bird that someone's requested for me to do. So look for that next time, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Goodbye for now.